The Philadelphia 76ers are pulling out of the Market East location and now plan to stay in South Philadelphia, and this is going to impact our great city in a lot of ways. I'll explain all of it next and what it might mean for the South Philadelphia complex where sports are played. So if you get some value out of this, you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, will be a huge help. And if you want to schedule a call with our team about how this might impact your real estate decisions over the next 12 or 18 months, you can do that with the link in the comments. Sunday morning, a couple weeks ago, right before the Eagles were set to play the Green Bay Packers, I was driving to the grocery store and listening to Eagles pregame, because that's how we do things around here, and the announcement came up, hey, shocking news here, the Sixers are pulling out of the Market East location. I was shocked. There was no news about it. No announcements, just kind of came up on Sunday. A typical news dump, by the way, before an Eagles game. That's what a lot of these sports franchises do. And then there was a press conference Monday. Josh Harris was there, owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, the controlling partner at Harris Blitzer, who own the team. Mayor Parker was there. City Council was there. Everybody was there at this press conference, and what Josh Harris said was that we wanted to do right by Philadelphia. That was their North Star, and there wasn't a whole lot of other explanation than that. What's come out since then is that Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, was involved. Roger Goodell was involved. It sounds like, from some stories broken by the Inquirer here, that the Philadelphia 76ers were still negotiating with Camden and Jersey as a place to build the arena. And it kind of feels like the city got the wool pulled over their eyes here. I don't know how Mayor Parker stood up there and smiled like she did, and it was a real bait and switch. So now what's going to happen is the Sixers will be partnering with Comcast, who used to own the team, right? They've had this big feud with Comcast about use of the Wells Fargo Center. Right now, the Sixers are the third tenant, meaning top priority is the Philadelphia Flyers, the hockey team, then concerts, then the Sixers, and it causes them to have a lot of back-to-back scheduling nights, not ideal times for games. It's very difficult finding like a Saturday night Sixers game to go to as a fan, because that's a good night for me to go with my family and my wife and my friends. So they're going to be partners, and a new arena will be built no later than 2031. There's also the designs and the partnership with the Phillies about revitalizing the sports complex. Right now, you've got Xfinity Live, which, if you remember, was supposed to be a whole lot bigger when they were planning on building it, and they got a smaller version instead. They're talking about mixed-use hotels. They already got the live casino down there, shopping, residential development. They're going to build this whole complex up, and the renderings look awesome. And it brings up a lot of questions. One, what's going to happen to Market East? I mean, Market East, I used to live not too far from there. Macy's just left, and that was what I thought was going to be an awesome development to the city, because all but two NBA teams, the Sixers and the Chicago Bulls, they have downtown arenas. So now that's going away. I'd hope that there's plans to redevelop Market East. It's a great part of the city. You're right by City Hall. You're right by a lot of the historic stuff at Independence Mall, and it's a great part of town. You got regional rail access, but there's not a whole lot there. It's a dead area. The Gallery Mall stinks if you've ever been there. I'm hoping that there's going to be some kind of development there, whether it's more restaurants, residential development, something, because that was really going to energize that part of the city. Now, for the sports complex, the challenges that exist are traffic is horrible getting out of there. I just went to an Eagles game. It took me over an hour to get out of the parking lot because there's not a lot of ways to go. That's one challenge that we deal with automatically. Public transportation is okay. You've got to take the Broad Street line to get there, but that's the only way to get down, and you have to go into town anyway, which is where the Sixers Arena was going to be built. So there's a lot of questions here, and I'm wondering how many people actually will want to go to South Philadelphia when there's not a game or a concert going on, because that's all that's down there. There's jokes of, the tailgating's awesome. That's because it's all tons of concrete. Like the Jetro lot is the lot where everything goes crazy. We all know this. So there's a lot of questions if this is going to happen, and you wonder why the NBA and NFL commissioners got involved. And I would imagine that, Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, wants to make sure everything's going to be in one place. It's going to be a viable arena. Having competing buildings for concerts probably not a good thing for the city. And You want to keep the Philadelphia Eagles in South Philadelphia. So there's a lot of questions here. What it sounds like is happening, if you're familiar with the Battery in Atlanta, that's where the Braves' new ballpark is built. It's a very similar sort of development where they built everything around there. So you've got an all-day affair. You go shopping, you grab a bite, you do things beforehand. Right now, when you try to do that in South Philly, the line to get into Xfinity Live is down the block. There's not many other places to go. So that's obviously a major challenge. And hopefully that's going to resolve this. I still have questions how many people want to go to that part of town if there's not something going on. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm hoping they'll improve, the area down there because it's been a big missed opportunity. You got FDR Park right across the street, and they've talked about this before. I just hope it actually gets done this time. And we will see. But this is an incredible development after all the news. Looks like the city got one run around them there. I don't know what the right term is, and we'll see how this all plays out for South Philly and for Center City. I hope the plans actually come through, and I hope there's a better plan that happens with Market East.